I got all this leftover pigment, resin, and I don't like wasting anything, so I'm just going to go around and see how much I can pick up and put it on my board here. I've just got a black board which I've primed, so all I'm doing is picking it up and placing it on there, just kind of randomly, because even if I just create some sort of a background or something, or even part of a painting, it's still going to be great, better than wasting it, you know. Resin is not cheap, and we don't like wasting things, do we? Especially when they're so expensive. So it's still pretty workable. I might be able to make something with the leftover things that I've got in the cup, so we shall see. I'll pop these back on there like so. Maybe grab another couple of cups. These are just old cups that I've already used before, and they're still very useful. Okay, so a couple here that don't want to pop. Oh, that's because it's not a bubble. Right, so I've got that. Don't have a lot of color left, but I've got some, like a mix here, which was just the same colors that I've tipped into this cup from a previous painting, because I didn't want to waste it. So I'm just going to pop that on there. These are just some new pigments that I'm testing. They're pigment pastes, epoxy pastes, which are made especially to be used with epoxies. So I don't have a lot of this left, but all good. So it's starting to thicken, because I've been working with it already for about 20 minutes or so, and it's getting to that thick kind of point now, which is fine. What I have here is I've got some this resin left, which I'm going to pour in a little bit in a cup of this blue. So I really love this blue, and I want some more of the white, and I think I want a little bit of the yellow as well, but we'll see how we go with that. Need a clean one. Pop it in there. That's quite a bit. Probably don't need that much, but definitely don't need that much. Very messy job, I tell ya. Mixing, mixing, mixing. And I'm gonna have some cleaning up to do tomorrow, I'll tell you that. Okay, so we got that one. Let me get my blue, mix it. Just beautiful and transparent. I want a bit more blue. And I will get another stick and put some more of that blue in there. If I can get the stick out, it would be great. There we go. Not too much. Beautiful paste. It's a phthalo blue. Everybody who does oceanscapes, or any seascapes, loves the phthalo blue. And the phthalo green. Okay, I mixed it in real quick. Scrape on the sides, pick up, scrape, scrape. Okay, let's go. I'm going to go a little bit more with this green here. Just there. I'm just going to flip that over there. I want a little bit more green here. If I can get this one out. Nope, okay. This green was a mix of white, phthalo and the yellow. So what I'm going to do is pour some of this in there, a little bit here. quite a bit there, okay? And then I'm just gonna flip this one here. Oh, it's starting to heat up, which means it's starting to set. The hotter it gets, you know that there's a chemical reaction happening, and it's doing its job, which is to set. So just means that you don't have a long time now. Just means it's got to go very, very quickly. I'm going to heat it up a little bit more, which is going to give me a tiny little bit more time. This is not going to be a full painting, a whole painting, but here's what we're going to do. Pour some of that white across there and a little bit up here. Okay, a fair bit more here. Then I want to clean my hands really, really well. While that's sitting there, I'm going to heat it up a little bit. Just pulling that thing down a little bit, and I'm mixing these a little bit, and just bringing this down a bit. Oh, that's hot now. So it's half a painting, not a whole painting, but that is quite okay because I can leave it like this, or I can add some clear to it later when it sets, or I can put some different colors there. But there you go, you can do half a painting now and then finish it off later with another coat, which is pretty cool as well. Just creating some little waves here. Always fun to do. You can do the same thing up here if I wanted to with the white. Because it's starting to harden, you can play with it like that. As that white pulls back, it's creating these beautiful cells. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to leave that at that, and I'm just going to bring you closer so you can see some of the really interesting effects that we've got there. Otherwise, that is it for this one. Half a painting. So, have I got any of this clear left? I've got some clear left. This clear is really cool as well because you can go kind of across and create depth. You can go across here and create some beautiful depth there. So it actually does look like water. Because as the clear sinks through, it gives you that illusion. So what I'm doing now, I'm just using up what I've got here. Not too fussed. Because I'm going to do another coat here tomorrow. So just playing with it, seeing what it can do. That's what I like to do. Play and learn. Okay, so this gives you a bit of an illusion of some depth there. go. That's it for me. There's no more of anything left, and no wastage except for the mess down there. But that's it. I'll bring you down now and show you what I've got. Okay, so here we go. There's the board, nothing on it, and then we have this painting, some cute little lacings, and some little cells. But it's only because I used a couple of colours. Few little things you can create, and that's it. I'll see you tomorrow when I see what I'm going to do with this one. Okay, so we're back. It's been 2 weeks. I've been extremely busy. I just got some little rocks here, and that I bought in a $2 shop, and I thought I might just add them to the piece, but we'll see. I found some little flat ones. I'll put them aside for now and just continue with my pour. So I'm going to use some white, some of this lovely phthalo blue of the epoxy pigments, and then I'm going to use a little bit of my mica powder, and it's going to be a forest green, because I think if I mix it in with a bit of white, it's going to give me a really nice ocean color. We shall see, won't we? It's oh, where's my cups now? Here it is. Always with the powders, mix in the powder first. Mix it into a paste first. I'm just putting about that much in there. I've got it away from my face, because I don't want to breathe in all these tiny particles. And then what I do is I just pour a little bit over the top of it, just to cover it, really. And once that's in like so, you kind of swirl it around a bit so it covers the whole thing, see? And then you can really mix it in without worrying about the particles flying out. That's the main thing about the powders. You kind of have to be careful about breathing in this stuff. You can't really smell it, but if you breathe it in after a while, working with them, you'll be able to taste it. And if you're tasting it, it's not a good thing. So, but for using in art like this, it's quite okay. See, I have to be very careful when I'm filling the jars, and use a respirator for that, which is a real pain, but it is what it is. Got to think of safety, don't I? So I'm just going to add some more now to it, because I've got the paste and it's all mixed in beautifully, and now I can mix in the rest of it. So I've got my forest green. This is a pearl mica. So what I'm going to do is, I've got some of that white left in this little cup, so I'm just going to grab some and pop it in here, and then stir that and see how that goes. See what I get. You can mix and match. Don't be worried too much. Oh, I've put too much white in there. I'm getting kind of a greyish. Oh, it's quite pretty, but I don't know if it's gonna suit, so I might have to put some more powder in there to fix that up. More of that green. See, it's too grey. It's a pretty grey though, but not what I wanted. So now I have to get another cup. I could put powder straight in there, but I won't, because it's going to take me forever to mix. So what I do is I just grab some more powder and do another one, and then I get a little bit of this pop it in there, and then do it again. Swirl it to cover all of those particles, all the powder, and then give it a good mix. So then when I add it to this grey, hopefully it will change it. That's pretty opaque now. Let's see what happens. Pouring it in. Oh yep, it's going a little bit darker now. Get in there. Leave that aside for something else. And give it a stir now. Still a little bit greyish. I've put too much white in there. That's why I didn't like it. And they're still green at the bottom, so I keep stirring really vigorously to get. I actually quite like that grey. But I don't think it's going to suit my design. So I'm going to have to incorporate in it a little bit and see what happens. Right. So let's see. Okay, so let's get some of that white in this cup, because we're going to need, actually put it in this cup here. We're going to need some white. In you go. And some more. Like so, and then give it a stir. I have to give it a fairly good stir. And the rest of the clear I'm going to be pouring over the top of this. Just giving this a really good stir. Always wipe your stick on the side and then kind of pick it up and bring it back in there. I always do that several times, so I make sure that I get it all off the sides of the wall of the cup. There's a little bit that kind of leaked out, so that's that one. That one's done. And I wanted some of this blue, but I think I've got too much of this resin in there, so I'll get rid of some and grab some blue. Just get a little stick. Oh. So now I have some of my lovely phthalo blue. Now I'm going to pop that inside there. Okay. Then just going to give that a mix. So this phthalo blue is an epoxy paste, same as this white. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It's transparent, but you can make it more or less transparent by adding more or less, but I wouldn't add more than 10%, but it depends on your actual resin, whether it will tolerate it or not. So there you have it. I've got that there. So I've got my blue, I've got my white. And what to do with this green here? I have to do something to it. So I might add a little bit of, let's just play with it. Let's add some of this in there. Might add some of that blue in there actually. I should have done it in this cup, but I will. Let's scrape what I have in there, which is not a lot. I just use this little scoop to scoop it out of a big bucket. It's easier. And so just scrape it off the side and see what happens. You have to experiment like this. Like, you don't have to purchase every color there is. Oh wow, that's lovely. Yes, I like that. Very nice. It's a nice color. It's like a grey blue. See that? I do like that. That will definitely match. So I'm going to add a little bit of, actually, what I'll do is I'm going to add some of this clear in here. I know it probably looks like I'm all over the place with this, but bear with me. This is what I do when I'm testing things out and trying things out, you know. I just had a little bit of that blue in that scoop, little scoop, and a little spoon rather, and a little bit of that blue in the cup, so I thought I would not waste it and just use it like so. So I've got one shade in there already. I'm going to add some more of this blue to it to deepen it, make it a bit more a deeper color, and possibly add, see that, how gorgeous is that? See what happens. And you know what is a really good thing? If you actually remember how much of each color you put in, and this is my problem. Look at that, it's gorgeous. I'm going to add some more of this grey green to it. So you won't be able to quote me for these colors, because these are just some that I've mixed. But this is what you can do. Play with it. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so I've got a few shades now that I can play with, and I'm quite happy with them now. Put them aside for a minute. Wow. Oh, that is so cool. I just put that blue in direct sunlight, and it looks violet. Awesome. Okay, let's go. I'm going to make sure that I cover these areas here that I want to keep, and it's just going to create a nice slippery kind of surface for me. And I also want to add some white in there, so that white will work really well with the clear to create some cool stuff. So I'm just going to pop that in there, and I'm just going to spread these to the edges and cover the whole thing. Second layers are always fun to do, because you can kind of preserve a bit of the first layer or the previous layer that you want to keep. And then okay, why don't I just use my hands as I always do. That's what I'll do, use my hands. I've got my alcohol wipes, make sure my gloves are really clean. And I can sit down for that one. So just kind of spread it around. So I'll speed this one up a bit for you. Or not. If I think of something to say, I'll probably keep it running. I always find something to talk about. And I guess people can always fast forward if they are getting annoyed with my talking. Just fast forward. That there is just a bit of that pigment. I just kind of rubbed it in a bit. It's going to be covered anyway, so to the sides. I'm just trying not to spill over the edges just yet. Bring that down a little bit, and I'm gonna torch it a bit now. Get rid of the bubbles. Right, okay, here comes the fun part. We're going to do something up here now. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to leave that one because I'm not sure about what to do with that one. So, got a little bit of this deep blue. I'm going to whack it up here. There's quite a bit of pigment here. So, just going over everywhere. I might go a little bit down here. You can use a syringe or a pipette, all kinds of things, just to kind of give it a little bit of something there as well, so it's not too green. And then I've got a little bit of this beautiful blue that I've created, which is going to break this one up a little bit. Just go straight through it. And because it's quite a different colour, I've got to go down here as well. So then it looks like it's purposely done that way, you know. Okay, there goes that one. Let's do something about this as well. Let's say it might be just a overcast day at the beach. Give it some. Now it does look like I'm just throwing it all on, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Right. That's the whole idea with these things, and I quite like that blue, so I want to have plenty of that. So once I get that the white everywhere, just let me just hit it a little bit with the trusty heat gun. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. I'm not too worried about that white because we're going to be doing more to it. We're adding more white to it. And I'm going to try and preserve some of this gorgeous turquoise green underneath here, but see how we go. I think I mixed up a bit too much resin for this one. So we'll see what happens. I'm already getting some cells here, and I don't really even look for cells, but I think it's just these epoxy pigments that create them, whether you like it or not. So let's go. I'm going to have a little bit more of this white here, and definitely some here, and we're going to have some up here. Okay. This is just clear that I put on there. Alright, let's go. Here comes the magic part. Now we're going to let it come back. Just going to stretch this one out a little bit. Some drippage happening here, that's okay. I'm just going around and fixing that. Wow, that's really interesting. Okay. I want to get some of that turquoise green from under there. Wow, that's just created something crazy. I got a little bit of my turquoise under there, just a tiny little bit. And now I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to let it do its thing because it looks like it's created something. It's created what it wanted to create for this piece. I think I might just add a little bit of that white down here. Get a clean stick Just a little bit, not too much. It needs a wee bit, just like so. And I might just give it a little bit of heat. Just like okay, so that's that for that one. I'm not gonna touch it anymore. It's just like, I know I've said that, I'm already finding things that I want to do to it. Okay, there we go. Just a little bit, not too much. I need my syringe or my pipette. And I've got some pipettes here that I've already used before that I can reuse. Okay, here's one. Okay, let's go here. Okay, that's that. See, the top of it is cool. I think that just needed that in there. Just a little bit with the heat gun on the low setting. Wow, okay, that's different. That is so different, okay. Alright, now I'm going to leave it, because now it just looks like a crazy ocean scene, and that's going to kind of move some more. Just give it a little tilt, and then it's going to come back, because I've got that area there that I need to kind of blend. So go back there a little bit. That's it. Just so it looks nice and smooth. And the torch a little bit. Sorry, something happened there. That's that for that one. I've got some leftovers, so I'm going to use a tile. So I'll move you. Oh, what am I going to do with the rocks? I was going to drop some rocks in there. I don't know how that's going to look now if I do that. Should we? Shouldn't we? What to do? What to do is a question. I don't know. Don't know. I'm too scared to do it. Maybe there's some rock. No, I'm not going to do it. Okay, let me just drop one in and see what happens. I'm too curious. I can't help myself. Let's put one here. Well, there's one there. I can always pull them out, I guess. That's just where those kind of waves are crashing. Put a couple of rocks there. And they will stick. Resin will just kind of move them in a bit. Maybe put a couple more on there. One here. One there. Oh, this one's a real big one. Maybe not that one. Get a smaller one, I think. Just like so. I guess you can get a handful and just throw them in there. I think it just looks like, you know, these rocks are kind of sticking out from the water, which I think looks pretty cool. Just like an aerial view of the ocean. Put one there. I think that's it. Not too many. I'm going to leave this like that. Okay, so that's that for this one. I will bring you down and show you what it looks like close up. But it's got some really cool, interesting things happening. and there's a lot of lacing going on there, which is really interesting. I'm still learning how to use this epoxy pigment because it does crazy things. So hopefully I'll be able to tell you exactly what to do and how to do one day. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Thank you. Bye. Okay, so it's been about an hour, and I'm actually quite pleased with it. There's those little river rocks, little pebbles that I've placed in there. Some really interesting effects with that white. So there you have it. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it, and do leave a comment and let me know what you think. Thanks for now. Bye.